Okay, well, I decided I should probably come up here and do this video. You notice the name of it, the trouble with the TFLers and men going their own way. The problem I foresee with TFL, a lot of the TFLers nowadays, that I'm seeing here, at least here up on YouTube, the ones speaking out, like Cross the Line 1000. He's actually a good example of this, and Hell by the Dashboard Light. Even though they both make valid points, and Hell by the Dashboard Light seems to be an intelligent guy. Okay, my trouble with this is, and I've seen a lot of people this way, and unfortunately, when it comes to TFL, it's something that was created by the powers to be. It was deliberate. It was part of the destruction of the family unit, feminism. See, you need to understand that they implemented several programs of brainwashing along with the feminist movement to change the mindset of society, to change the mindset of women, to give you new things that went with the gender roles that was already created for you by some other human being, right? Right. And what it's managed to do through our school system, through our media, through everything over the years, has been pushed. See, people have a problem. They want to fit in with other people. They don't want to be outcasted. They don't want to be, feel like that other people don't like them or look at them nuts. And people are scared of that. That scares the hell out of them. So they'll do what they have to conform to fit in. Because that scares the hell out of them. Well, TFL isn't something that I would wish upon on anybody. But unfortunately, there's never been, there's going to be a hard way of getting an accurate number of how many TFLers are out there. But I can tell you from my own experience and from what I've seen and from the original TFL website and from what I'm looking at now and the work I'm doing now, the legwork I'm looking now, the numbers have rose dramatically. There's a whole lot more TFLers than you'd want to even believe there is. Guaranteed, okay? That's guaranteed. And this is worldwide. It's not just here in the United States. This has all been done deliberately. And then you have disinfo agents, shields. That's right. People that are being paid money to lie to you. See, the education system did a wonderful thing. It brainwashed you really well. And they gave you natural selection, which is a eugenics program. They gave you Planned Parenthood, which is also a eugenics program. Matter of fact, Planned Parenthood, its target is to do away with the black people. That they're the ones with the bad genes. That's right. And with natural selection, we had the genes, the survival of the fittest, the animal kingdom, the animal behavior. When we're human beings and we're supposed to be more intelligent than animals. Okay. So they give you shields agents like Deborah Cooper up here on YouTube, who's been attacking MGTOW and TFL for a little while now. My legwork years ago when people couldn't understand how the government was tied to, how a political end of the arena and the government was tied to the dating scene, and they said I was completely nuts, is because they hadn't looked into anything. That's right. That's the real reason that happened, is because they hadn't looked into anything. I was never nuts. I knew what I was talking about. And you have the same thing now, see. TFL, the name has been given for the condition I didn't create, for the problem I didn't create, that the problem that so many men are facing. They gave you men's right activists because they had to have problem reaction solution. Like they gave you PUA. All of this stuff was deliberately done to divide us. to divide us, to keep us divided, to destroy the family unit, to destroy the strongest, what's perceived in society to be the strongest gender, the one that's supposed to be the protector. That's right. To completely destroy them. Because, see, a strong family unit and morals would mean people would stand together and wouldn't be bickering with each other, and they would pay more attention to what's going on around them. They didn't want to get popped in the middle of this because they knew through what they were going to do, the social engineering, that the woman's mindset was going to be changed to the point where men would not be able to get a female in their life. And it was deliberately done. It was to divide us. And they gave you a hogwash line BS to help that along. This is where survival of the fittest came from. That's right. This is where natural selection came from. And the gene pool. And women are famous for wanting to call guys liars or, losers and so on. But the women that are rejecting men in 1 to 5 seconds, which is the majority of the women, okay, they're what these women are going on and searching for their mate, okay? I'm not going to be as evil and sick and twisted as Deborah Cooper here up on YouTube and tell you that men are a species like she would, and that the women need to be very, very picky so they don't get a guy with a species, not a human, with a bad gene to procreate with. So what she really told women was that, and she's really telling us in that message clearly, is that if men are a species, then that means we're not human. So this means the female gender is able to give birth to an alien, huh? To a predator, huh? A swamp beast, a gorilla, I don't know, an ape, let's see, a chimpanzee, okay, now I've named all of them, a zebra, a tiger, a leopard, an elephant, a dog, a cat. Oh, they could give birth to an ET? Yeah, which is still an alien, right? Now, I know I'm being sarcastic with all that, but see, that's really what Deborah Cooper said when she's calling men a species. And she's promoting to other women to be very, very picky and look for any flaw they can find, and disregard them, and that they should never, ever be allowed to procreate, to create a child for the gene pool, So that's eugenics talk. That's straight from Planned Parenthood. That's straight from the bankers. That's straight from anybody that wants to kill other people. That's right. It's as evil as all hell. And it promotes and pushes TFL. That's right. But see, you got to understand, she is a plant. She is an agent. That was proven by what Blog Talk done, without a reasonable doubt. So she's mad because I know that she's actually working for the government, and she's making money from the government to come up here on YouTube and attack the MGTOWers and the TFLers. See, that's because this is linked right back to the government, the dating scene. Because I never lied to you. She knows she's a paid agent up on YouTube, like Rev. Michelle Hopkins and Roy Potter. Agents on YouTube. Okay, paid by the very people we're fighting against. The very people that created the problem that caused TFL to begin with is Deborah Cooper's employer. That's who given her dumbass money. Okay? And so she comes up here and does this, but see, she made a mistake. I invited her to the radio show. And now, in a while, I'm going to get into why I gave the name of this video TFL and what I did, okay? I invited her to the radio show for an adult discussion, not a screaming match, not calling names, not knocking somebody down. That's right. Just an honest discussion, which she failed to show up at. And then I went ahead and did a reply to her words as she's repeating what the government wants her to. And, survival of the fittest, and men are, I mean, what can I say? Survival of the fittest, okay. We have that. We have the selection, natural selection, and the gene pool. All this is stuff that the government implemented to further divide us. And then when you put pornography, and you put the fashion industry, and you put the modeling industry, and you put the cheerleaders and the sport teams, that's right. You condition people from the time they're a child to what's good looking and what's not. What's acceptable, what's not. This is called brainwashing. This is to condition people to want this and this only. And this is why they put all this in your face, to furtherly divide us. And so much more goes into it because we have the sitcoms. I mean, this is very deep. That's what I told you. So it's not the man's fault, like Cross the Line 1000 and Hell by the Dashboard Light. So many other men out here, so many other men. But the problem that I'm foreseeing is this. When it comes to the TFLers, and it comes to MGTOW. See, MGTOW, even though it's a wrong for men to walk away from women, if it was done on a short term, that was actually needed to cause women to back up and think, so that they would open their eyes to what they're doing. Because in today's society, male bashing is prevalent. It's in everything you see. It's in all of your sitcoms. It's in your media. It's in everything. See, this is just it. You have women just openly calling guys losers. But then they push gender roles into all this, and they push the gender roles on you at the same time they're pushing natural selection and survival of the fittest. And the gender roles tells the guy that he is the provider. He is the provider, and that was the key word. Well, of course, and protector, right? So, of course, provider, protector, the most protected gender on the face of the earth is female. And we've, through the media and the government, have taken the most protected gender on the face of this earth, and we have lied to the people and deceived them, and deceived the women into believing they're the most victimized. And so the woman is the most victimized, but yet all the sitcoms smash the male. Everything you taught smashes the male. All the responsibility was put onto the male. The woman was given absolutely no responsibility, and she was given a free pass out. While everything was piled on the man, the boy. And then we discriminated against him right off the get-go when we were little kids and told him that boys don't hit girls. Brought a gender into it, that's right. So I told you this is very deep. Okay? So anyhow, the problem I foresee, if I get to the point here, is the fact that you can come up here on YouTube, on the internet, and you can talk about how you feel and what's happening to you and whine and cry, and as I've seen so many people do, how they're crushed because they can't get a female in their life. Okay? And unfortunately, when it comes to figuring out things that we can do to change this. And to at least give the men who are not going to be able to get a female, which is a whole lot of men, because the women have fallen for the propaganda that's been fed to them. And they women, regardless if they're in the work field now, making their own money, you have the women who are self-independent, don't care about having a guy because they are in their own life taking care of themselves. And you know, the businesswoman who don't have time. Then you have the others that are chasing the bad boys, which is the majority of the women. Going by the social norms and what was told. Gender roles and survival of the fittest and the gene pool and natural selection. And they're using all this garbage that was fed to them, intertwined with this is what's good looking and acceptable because of the modeling industry and the fashion industry and the television set. And you follow where I'm going here. And your pornography. And even the pornography, the people are lied, the guys were lied to. The guys are always the rapists. You know how that is, right? When guys naturally want sex more than women do because it's in their blah blah, and that's a complete line of shit. There ain't no truth to it at all. Never has been. But you fell for it and you believe it, so you believe in a lie that ain't true. Okay, just like the women do. The guys are no better. Okay, they're really no better. They fell for the lies and the propaganda too. Just like the women did. And because y'all fell for it like fishing on line, hook, line, and you know, what can I say? It's costed you. And it's divided us, and it's destroyed relationships, and it's destroyed family, and it's destroying lives, and many, many, many men are being pushed to be alone, and this is why you have George Sidini's, and they gave you the stage show, the Hollywood act, the actor, Elliot Rogers, because it was a blatant attack on TFL, and this is why you have Deborah Cooper now up here attacking men's rights activists that they gave you. Problem, reaction, solution. Okay? Because somebody named Barbarossa dared to say that men should go their own way. And so that steered a monkey wrench in the government's ass. Excuse my language. And the government's a little bit pissed off over that. So they gave you Deborah Cooper. That's right. And she's just stupid enough to do it. Because they're offering her the tool. The tool, money. That's right. And Deborah Cooper, she has Blog Talk Radio to blame for that. That's right. Because they opened my eyes to who she really is. You got so carried away trying to cover your ass, and because Blog Talk is owned by a politician, government, that you ratted her out. So okay, now at least I know she's a plant. At least I know she's an agent. A disinfo agent at that. To keep you mindlessly screwed. And she's preaching to the women. And what she's preaching to the women is going to cause women who listen to her to furtherly create more TFL for you guys. This is why men can't get along in life. It's because if your daddy, that's right, your daddy, your government, your dad, he don't want you having a woman in your life. He wants you to die alone. Okay. And you're accepting that just fine, ain't you? You sure are. I mean, you know, and I'd say I brought him, you know, I'm bringing a couple of people up here. One guy that I think is very intelligent. The other guy, I'm not saying he's not intelligent, Crossline 1000. I'm only saying that, you know, he's focused on his face and his looks and his this and his that and his this and his that. And he's not paying attention. And I hate to say that to him, but it's the truth. To where this problem really came from. The cause. You know what I noticed? Hell, by the dashboard light had made a video, and I ain't even going to watch it. Because he wants to ask the question, do men hit the wall? No, men do not hit the wall, neither do women. The only wall men hit is the wall that was created for them by their government and by their media and their fashion industry and everything I just talked about. That's the wall the men hit. But as far as if you're going to go by looks and blah, 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 no. See, that's all social conditioning, engineering, programming. Yes, there has to be some chemistry between people, but looks, okay, body size, looks, that's right, has been deliberately pushed to divide us. It's not natural. No, it's not in your DNA that I'm attracted to this, I'm attracted to that. You're attracted to what you're programmed to be attracted to. I know it's going to piss a lot of you off, but it's the fucking truth. You are attracted to what you're programmed to be attracted to. It's not your fault. You was born a little baby. The world you grow up in. You didn't realize how programmable we are. Why do you think a child is the government's key? They want the children. Because they understand and know what I do. From the age of 0 to 8, 9 years old is the best years. This is the programming time, people. This is when you make and shake and bake. This is when the product comes out. That's right. And what you want that product to be, that person, it's all going to be what's in these years of their life. If you follow what I'm saying. And back to the problem with TFLers and the MGTOW people was, see, like everybody else, scared. 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 That's right. And so because you're scared, you just continue to make videos. You'll continue to whine about the problem. And never try to think of a way of correcting the problem. You're not going to do anything to try to correct the problem because you're scared. The real MGTOWers, not the people that the government sent in to screw up what Barbarossa's idea was. Okay, they're just like another Deborah Cooper. They're here to destroy it so that they can keep the government's agenda of dividing us for the bankers, of dividing the genders, and keep the family unit destroyed. They don't want the family unit coming back together again for fear of losing themselves. That's right, because these people's agenda is to own everything, including you. Including your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your everything. And this is no lie. This is all fact. I mean, you want to say I'm just a conspiracy theorist, I'm a nut. Well, you can call me that all you want, but then that just puts people like Cross the Line 1000 and Hell by the Dashboard Light as a nut job themselves. Because if I'm a conspiracy and I'm a nut, then obviously these two guys don't have no problem with women. Okay? And now I'm just being sarcastic there because in reality it comes down to this. It sucks to be pushed to be alone this way. Big time. You want companionship. But you have to understand first off, see, this is what the females fail on and the men fail on. A date's about putting your dick in a hole now. Love is about putting your dick in a hole. Okay? And the key word of the dating scene is game. And game is nothing but lies and manipulation. And if you're to build a relationship with another human being, a female, and the male's a human being, they're not what Deborah Cooper tells you they are because she's being paid to keep you all messed up in the head. Okay? The foundation of that relationship is created at the very beginning. And if that foundation is created on lies, because you got to have game, the relationship will fail and fall apart. Do you build your home on a eggshell foundation, people? Something that will fall apart so your home will fall to the ground and collapse? Or do you build your home on a strong foundation? Well, a relationship in real life with another human being, a female. And for a female, relationship in life with another human being, a male, not a species, as your plan agent would have you believe. Okay? Well, if you want that strong foundation for a good, successful relationship and a happy life and a companion in your life, somebody that will love you for who you are, not who they want you to be, for who you are. And somebody that will recognize that both people's feelings are equally important, that the woman has to put as much work into that relationship as the man does. It's not a one-sided straw that they're trying to push down your throat. If you want all of that, then you need to understand something. You need to understand why our society is the way it is, where this problem originated from, and you need to understand that if you're going to be too big of a coward to try to do anything to correct the problem, then the problem will never go away. If you cannot communicate or bump heads with another person who's trying to come up with ideas, to stand together to come up with ideas to correct this problem for all of us, then why are you here on YouTube? Why are you even opening your mouth? What for? Isn't Hell by the Dashboard's videos a complete fucking waste of time? Isn't Cross the Line 1000's videos a complete fucking waste of time? And to all the other TFLers that make videos, if this is the mindset, then you're just wasting your time and everybody else's time. Because obviously you're happy with the life you have. And if you're not happy with the life you have, and if you agree with all this stuff that's going on, then why are you being scared of talking to another human being? It's going through the same problems, just looking for a fix. Why are you afraid to involve yourself in trying to figure out a fix? Can you tell me that? Why you're afraid? Do you have any idea the shit that I've gone through to try to help other people? Do you have any idea how, when you people want to say that I'm full of it when I talk about government plant, government agent, like Deborah, she's not an agent, she said I'm full of it, and this is why you don't want to talk to me because I'm a conspiracy theorist nut? No, it's because you done no homework. It's because you couldn't take the time to zip the mouth, do the homework, and keep the mouth zipped, and just sit back and compare the homework to what you're really seeing in life. Now, I think Hell by the Dashboard light stands a strong chance of seeing everything. I told you the guy's intelligent. I can see it. Okay, I really can. But for Cross the Line 1000, I don't see that intelligence. Because he's worried about his looks. He's worried. I don't see that. You understand that? He's caught in the trap. He don't understand where this came from. And he thinks he's picking out what's to get somebody in his life, and he wants that companion in his life, and other times maybe you don't no more. When you're rejected and you're rejected, it's like climbing a ladder. You pushed off the ladder, you get halfway up, and you're pushed off the ladder, and you get halfway up, and you're pushed off the ladder, and you get halfway up. That can only happen so many times before you don't get up no more. It hurts deep. My first True Force Loneliness videos describing what it does to a person is the exact, that's it, in a nutshell. It completely destroys you, don't it? Yeah. And nobody else suffering the pain. You'd be better off dead because it's more humane to kill somebody than to do what's being done to people in today's society. But when it comes right down to the reality, unless you are willing. You guys want this problem to go away, don't you? Do you want to at least try so that you could know that somebody says blah, 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 that you can always know and have the gratification that you've tried and you've done everything possible to solve this problem? Then if you can't solve it, you find ways to at least get through life and make yourself as happy as you can. It's not right, it's not fair, it's complete hogwash. But we live in a really sick world right now. Okay, really sick, sick world. Okay, so how come it's so hard for you guys to talk to another human being about this very issue? How come you can't use your heads to try to come up with ideas? We could stand together and work together for the same goal. And the first thing that you got to understand is you can't put the female as your enemy. She's as much of a victim as this as we are. And you better remember that. The female didn't do this because she wanted to intentionally. Oh yeah, nowadays there's women doing it intentionally. Only because the brainwashing from the programming, which is brainwashing people. The ability to change one's belief system and make them believe in and feel certain ways about things. That's what brainwashing is. It's programming. They've done a wonderful job of programming people and dividing us through programming, social engineering. This is where all this comes from, and you pay attention to everything I've said in this video. And you put it all together, and you follow what I'm telling you. You go do your damn homework, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. There's a reason I was attacked by higher up people for dating scene topics. And when you people want to say, no, I wasn't, it's because you want to turn your head and look the other way. So when your house is on fire, and I tell you your house is on fire, and you turn your head and look the other way, and you die in that fire, I don't feel sorry for you. Because your stupidity killed you. Because when somebody told you the truth, you didn't want to listen. You want to think that everything you learned or that you believe right now is 100% accurate because you believe it. You know what it's like really waking up? I believed in lots of different things my whole life before I woke up. And you know how many of them? I was like, wow. And I had to change my own mindset because I was wrong. I had to accept the fact that I wasn't right. And then realize, how come I thought that? And realize that it's because I was told it. By a school system or by our society, and it was a lie. So now how is that your fault? You grew up in the same world I did. How that is your fault? You went to the same school systems that I did. In a different era of time, but the same school systems by the same government, the same bankers giving the orders. You think it's all conspiracy theory when it's not. Never has been. That's because you don't want to open your eyes or because you're scared. Being scared, there's nothing wrong with. But refusing, because you're scared to do anything about it, will get you dead. So if you, I guess, are happy with living TFL, because see, even MGTOW men going their own way, a big percentage of now are just complete idiots that fall in for the propaganda, and some of the so-called MGTOWers are agents that we're here to smear the idea. And they come up with a really good way of doing it. It's called pump and dump. That's right. It's called correcting a wrong with a wrong. And you don't never correct a wrong with a wrong, because it don't work. So the thing is, do you want a solution or don't you? So the real MGTOWers are men that are actually really going their own way, and with good reason. Now I won't even go into that, that's too deep for this video, but I'm going to tell you this. I talk to almost anybody. I've been up here doing this for a long time, for a lot of years now. You got that name TFL from me. You didn't get the problem from me. You only got the name. I'm not trying to be an ass at all. But I would like to see people like close to line 1000 be able to have a smile on his face and to be able to be happy. I would like to see men like this one day be able to meet somebody. But right now, meeting somebody TFLers don't understand isn't what you think it is. 90% of all relationships out there are completely psychopathic and corrupt because they were built on an eggshell foundation. Because you had to have game. That's right. Because you had to lie. You had to manipulate. So, and that's what the government wanted. You need to understand that. They don't want the family unit back together again. No way. And this is why I got attacked by higher up people. I'm interfering with their long plan. I mean, this is not short-term plans. These things are done over decades deliberately with one agenda. Their want. And they knew they were going to have hell to get their want. There was a lot of things they were going to have to do, but they never give up. The difference between them and you, she already gave up. The difference between them and me is I'm still fighting because I never gave up. So now why is it that I can do this, but you can't? Because you're not willing to talk? You know, I brought back a radio show because I had TFLers telling me they wanted it. I wanted help. But you don't want the help. And don't tell me you do. You can't take 2 minutes out of your busy time to try to talk or discuss things that we can do to help one another. That's too hard for you. It's too much out of your busy schedule, nothing. You got all this time to drive around in your vehicle and do all your talking while you're filming. You got all this time to get up on the cam and make videos. But you have no time to talk about solutions with the very people that are trying to help you? Oh, I'm only going to tell you this. Obviously, you must be content in the life you're living, right? Now, if I'm making you mad saying this to you, then maybe you need to back up and think about what you're doing. You know, Steve Hoka did a good job. I love his videos. Steve Hoker's problem with me was the fact that Steve Hoker's hot-headed. He's got a hot temper. And people say, well, so do I. Well, yeah, I can be a fucking, but we didn't argue over that. Steve's problem is he's hot-headed and control freak. And he wants you to think with his brain, not your own. He don't want you to be an individual human being. He wants you to think what he thinks. Because he's a victim of the same damn thing. And the problem with Steve Hoker is he wouldn't do his homework. No, he wouldn't do his homework. That's why he ridiculed me about the bankers. He don't even know what he's talking about. He's sound asleep. He's not doing his homework. That's not my fault that the guy won't educate himself. He's educated himself to only what he wants to. It's sort of like what you hear Warren say a lot. You people think truth is a fucking buffet line where you can just pick out what truth you want. Disregard the other truth. Disregard the other truth. Then wonder why you don't know or you can't get nowhere, huh? Sort of like the game at the beginning of the dating scene. Building a stable foundation on a freaking eggshell, huh? I don't know what to tell you other than that this is how it's going to play out, people. You're either going to come to your senses and figure out, you big toters that are denying your TFL, figure out that men's issues are men's issues and these TFLers are not losers. They didn't create their problem no more than you created the problem that made the real MGTOWers want to walk away from women. And you need to start working together. And MRA, men's right activists. See, that was problem, reaction, solution. And yes, there's agents in that, like Karen and Paul. Of course there is. This problem came from where I told you from the very beginning. It's not my fault you won't go look. That's your fault. That's all there is to it. I'm not taking the credit for your laziness. You're a product of this society too, because you grew up with the same BS being shoved down your throat. So I guess my last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to end this video, is, do you want to try to fix this problem? Are you willing to communicate to do that? Are you that damn scared? Because if the answer is you're that damn scared that you're not going to try to communicate, then I'll just shut the radio show back down. I won't care. Because you deserve what you get. I can't feel sorry for you then. How can I? I just have to look at you as whiners. Because you're not willing to try to do anything to fix anything. Fixing it isn't that hard when it comes to communication. Now, it's not going to be as easy to fix as far as getting a female back in your life, because this involves getting the female gender to see the truth the same as yourself. What's really taking place. What's really happened to this population. And where the problem came from. The root cause. To fix the problem, you have to go for the root cause. It's like when you took your car to the shop. If they don't go after the root cause, your car's not going to get fixed. What are you going to do? Replace your car every time it breaks down? Or keep fixing the same breakdown over and over and over and over again and wonder why it keeps breaking down? Because you're not looking for the root cause? I don't know. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Okay, and Blog Talk don't really bother me shutting up that damn platform down. I mean, I'm using a tool by the very people who want to destroy us to do this. And if you've seen what they've done the last couple of days, a couple of shows, you fucking be astounded how a dating scene issue caused Blog Talk to spend 2.5, 3 hours editing my show to remove Deborah Cooper from my show and make sure I'm the only one in my show. All I did was reply. And to go through the BS of setting up the technology so that on my live show I could not play even a video from YouTube of Deborah Cooper or anything I downloaded, I could not play on that live show because nobody would hear it because they set up the damn fucking PC to recognize if it was Deborah Cooper and stop people from hearing it. And yes, they have that technology, and they done it to me last night. I had live people who heard me loud and clear. Says, I hear you just fine. I had freaking thing going loud and clear. My whole household would hear it. That's how good it was and how loud it was. And they heard me just fine, but they couldn't hear one iota of her. So the same mic that they hear me loud and clear on has got her talking in that same mic, and they still can't hear me. And they can't hear that. They can only hear me. They blatantly censored her out because they didn't want. So like I told you, Blog Talk ratted her off. So I say, thank you, Blog Talk. You got stupid. You censored me one too many times. Now you got stupid. And you just told everybody who Deborah Cooper really is. A patsy agent. Here to attack MGTOW, MRA, and TFLers for the government. To keep their phony bullshit going. To keep us divided. To keep the family unit from coming back together. That's what her job is to make sure the family unit stays destroyed. And she's collected money to make sure the family unit stays destroyed. She's actually pretty stupid, if you ask me. And as far as all you other people, if you want this problem to go away, then you need to start talking. You need to be willing to communicate. And we need to get together, and we need to start talking, and we need to figure out ideas. And you need to open your eyes and do a little research to see what I'm telling you isn't a lie. And if you can't do that, then I guess you're wasting your time up here, ain't you? Because you really don't want to cure, huh? You really don't want the problem to go away then. That's all I can tell you. Because you just want to keep living it. I mean, if you're happy being alone the rest of your life, and this is what makes you happy, just be able to whine and bitch about it and never find a way to make yourself happy or try to turn the problem around to fix the problem and understand where it comes from and look into it and try to communicate that to the women and let them see it and try to get them to open their eyes and see it. Because the best way and the only way I can see of ever fixing this is to get the women to see exactly what they're actually doing and exactly what's really going on and exactly where this comes from. And to understand, you don't build a relationship based on looks because nobody keeps them. And you don't build a relationship on a game, lies and manipulation. The foundation is being built on an eggshell. It's up to you guys now. I'm still here. But I don't see any of you really want it. Just like off the, what's called a MGTOW guy. Off the grid MGTOW man. That Warren knows and talks to. I have yet to ever talk to him, and I have yet to ever hear from him. Outside of a comment here or there. He did leave a comment saying Warren had his personal info if we wanted to talk. Well, that also goes back to him. Warren knows Warren knows this, and I told Warren. He went and looked at the comment and seen it himself, but he never gave me the information. That's right, he never gave it to me. And he's never asked Warren for my information. So now how are we supposed to talk? The failure, man, I'm telling you. And for held by the dashboard light, and I think he's a really intelligent guy. I really do. And across the line, I'm not saying he's not intelligent. I'm only saying I've seen this out of lots of other guys. He's not the only one across the line. I recognize the hurt that he's going through. And I want to see that hurt stopped for him so he can be happy. But I don't know if he wants that hurt to stop. Because at this particular time, it don't appear that way, does it?